Welcome back, guys. Tonight we're going to be working on my 96 7.3. This truck does have a few mods. It's got an H2E, modded H2E 66mm charger. It's also got a full Hypermax, intake. It's got I-rate diesel billet intakes. And it's also got a giant Sparco intercooler out of it's actually for a 6-liter. It hangs down below the bumper, about a 4-inch thick core. You see kind of down in there how big it is. In fact, years ago when I put it in, I actually had to cut and modify the handle for the hood release. This truck's got a set of 300 200s from Full Force with a Swamps Gen 3 dual high pressure oil pump setup, and then it's got a Super Duty fuel pump, dual fuel pumps with a set of filters on the frame rail, and of course a regulated return. And then it's also got a fully built billet ATS transmission. Basically they're a full-blown competition tranny with I believe it's a 17 to 1900 stall converter. It is quite the healthy runner. The charger is a little small, it does smoke. So one day I will be upgrading this charger. I'm not sure when. I've been thinking about it for a while, but right now it needs an alternator. I put some diesel sight lines on it a few weeks ago, high pressure oil lines down in the valley there, and after I did that, I started the truck up, pulled it outside. The volts were up. I cleaned some things up, and then when I came back out of the truck, well, the voltage was dying off. I was actually going to take it for a drive and wasn't actually able to, just because of that. But I'm going to be putting an alternator on it. Hopefully, I'm going to check the fluids in it. I did just recently change the oil, and funny enough, I just actually fixed the air conditioner as well on this truck. I just rebuilt the whole system. As you can see, a new pump, lines. I did put a condenser up front. And then at some point in time I'll show you the transmission cooler and what I did there. I ran two DeRaw 8AN coolers similar to, let me see here, I used to have a remote mount. I think it's laying over here. This is about the same size, but I actually mounted two of these up underneath the up underneath the front of the truck. They are in behind the intercooler, behind the condenser. They are tucked, so you can't even really see them. But I ended up finding fittings to run 8AN lines, and then I ended up doing a remote mount filter over here as well, a spin-on filter, and the lines. So I will show you guys that then once I get the rest of this finished up. But I need to get an alternator on the truck so I can actually drive it, test it. None of this stuff has really been tested since I've been working on it. Truck's actually been sitting for a little while. Just been kind of slowly waiting for time to get to it. I want to do some work to the other truck, the extended cab truck. It needs a little bit of service work, and we are leaving for a camping trip coming up here on Labor Day, and I'd like to make sure it's good to go. So I'd like to be able to drive this truck for temporary, back and forth, and I actually have some time tomorrow that I can actually drive it. I won't need to haul the little one around, so I can actually drive this truck around a little bit. So I'd like to do that if I can. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. got the alternator on, buttoned up a couple miscellaneous things, and so pulled it up on the lift here. I'm gonna go around and torque these wheels. Actually pulled these off the other truck, and stick the centers on, and run it up in the air and do a brake check around on some things, and I need to stick the fender liners in. As you can see, they are actually laying in the bed of the truck. So I'm gonna stick the fender liners in and go over it. I want to show you guys a couple things anyway. This truck does have a set of Yukon hardcore lockouts. It does have some other Yukon parts. It may be hard to see in the video, but there's a Yukon yoke on the front. I actually put that on there. It's pretty nice. The yoke actually has full retainers for the U-joint, where the U-joint sets in and your U-bolts go around. There's actually a full side piece that holds the caps from coming off. The original one actually had ears broke off. It kept wanting to let the underload, like hook to the sled, it would push the cap out, or if I was out launching the truck in full drive, it would push the cap out, and made me nervous, so ended up buying that. That's been on the truck for a few years now. So we'll go ahead and run it up in the air and we'll check around. Alright, so just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of what was going on here. Like I said, this truck does have a full built ATS transmission, and things are a little oily right now. When I did those high pressure oil lines, things became pretty messy. All the oil ran out of the injection system in the heads when I was swapping the lines. This truck does have a full stainless exhaust running the whole way up. I did cut the cab a couple years ago. I cut the cab and fit the 4-inch downpipe. That is a pie cut downpipe that runs off the H2E. So down here you can see the AN fitting coming out of the transmission, and as well as back here. Got one coming out right here, and the lines actually loop and run around here. Got the spin-on filter for the transmission, and then the lines actually run up here along the frame rail and kind of tucked out of the way there. So just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of what was going on. I got a couple temp sensors there. This all needs kind of buttoned up now that I have it all together, but I've been kind of busy trying to get other shit done, customer shit. Here's this yoke. You can kind of see how it holds the caps in. That was a pretty good purchase. Pretty much the entire drivetrain on this truck has been gone through pretty thoroughly. I used to have a remote mount transmission cooler mounted under the bed. The fan I showed you earlier, that gets all swapped out. That's actually what all the oil the truck needs cleaned up. That is a mess. It needs cleaned up, and it definitely will get cleaned up here as soon as I can. As soon as I get a chance, that is. So that is what's going on there. Of course, fuel system over here, and it's an old setup. It actually came, I think that setup came from Beans Diesel probably 10-12 years ago. It works fine. I don't have any issues. I do not have a back tank in this truck. It leaked a while back. I ended up pulling the tank out. It was leaking, making a mess of diesel fuel everywhere, so I ended up pulling the tank out. As you can see, this truck is in pretty good shape, so just give you a little rundown there. I just wanted to give you guys a kind of a heads up rundown of, you know, the truck and what it was, and we'll kind of work from there. You can kind of see the intercooler there. That gives you an idea how thick it is. That has also been in the truck for 15 years, 12, we're going to say 12 years probably at this point. I'm not sure when I put it in the truck exactly. I know I did it when I originally did the first, per se, upgrade to the truck. And then so that'll give you a little rundown. Kind of gives you the basic mods, traction bars. There's some other stuff on here. Give you an idea. And then the interior is not in the best of shape. The driver's seat needs recovered, rewrapped. But it is a maroon truck. This truck was special ordered. I just actually recently seen a red 4-door dually 2-wheel drive that had these exact same seats in it, and it's the only time I've ever seen another set of these. I've searched the internet high and low. I would love to find a 4-door truck that's white just like this. It would have the same interior in it. That would be my dream truck. Not that it'll ever, I don't think I'll ever find one. That red one was the only one I've seen in the last 15 years of looking at these trucks. Got the caps for the wheels there, but kind of give you an idea. And I do use this truck. Generally, when it's up and running, I do drive this truck. I do hook it to a trailer. It does, I always joke to guys about this when I take it down to the dirt drags, but, you know, not too many guys have a gooseneck ball in their bed. There ain't too many down there. Too many trucks that show up at the dirt drags and haul a gooseneck trailer around. And I do. I haul gooseneck on a regular basis when I need to haul something. That is my go-to trailer. So, gonna get these fender liners in, get this thing back on the road, and get driving it. You guys like and subscribe. Have a good evening.